I need to buy to start out. This ain't for my people that's been doing this for a while. I know y'all know what to get. I know y'all know what to have and all that. But there's some people out there that want to do crispy videos and don't know where to start, don't know what to buy, don't know what to have, don't know where to go, don't know where to get it. I'm gonna help you get it today. All right, let's get started. Hey folks, how y'all doing? Let's jump straight into this. A lot of people ask me about camera equipment and how do they get a certain look, how do they make sure it's quality, and they want to start shooting or they want to start developing content on their own and like, Rock, what do I need to buy? And I get this DM or this text a lot. Probably in the last month, I've probably gotten that DM at least 7 or 8 times, which for me is a lot, concerning asking about equipment. So I figured instead of just answering everybody individually, I do this quick video to tell you where you should start. Now, this video is not for everybody. It's for that person that wants to start their video journey of learning how to make content, and you need to know you want some good stuff to start with. And this is not for the person that says I only have $300. This is for the person that says, you know what, I want to invest at least a few $1,000, less than $3,000, and get everything I need to start making great content. This video right here, dog, this right here is for you. What I recommend is to start out on the cheap side. You can start with a Sony A6600. I'll put the picture here. Bow! 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 The A6600. So you ask, why am I saying the A6600 when there's a plethora of other cameras there? You could go Canon, you could go Fuji, you could go Nikon, you could go, you know, a myriad of different camera brands that'll give you great quality. Why do I say go with the Sony? I say go with the Sony because it's compact, it's a small camera, and it has interchangeable lenses, but they have great 4K capabilities. They're leading the way when it comes to 4K quality footage in a small form factor that's affordable, right? So the A6600 is currently around $1,200 to $1,300, just the body. But you can go on to Amazon and get a kit with the 6600 with a probably an 18 to 55 type of millimeter lens on it, and I recommend that. But what I have done for you is I've put a link in the bio to the body where you can buy a 6600 from Amazon. Just for a little disclosure, I do get a small kickback if you do that. So please, if you're going to use it, if you're going to ultimately buy it, come back to this video, click on that, and you can download it there. But A6600, another reason I like it is because it has a flip out screen. Bow! It has a flip out screen. A lot of other Sony cameras do not have flip out screens. They have great image capability, but they don't have flip out screens. This camera has a flip up screen. I'm actually talking to you now on an A6600, and it's an awesome camera. All right, so that's the first thing. You want to start with great image quality there. This camera shoots 4K at 24. It shoots 1080 at 120 frames per second, which means you can get super smooth slow-mo. All right, let's jump right on. Really important next to video quality is audio quality. And everybody's not going to be able to start off having a whole audio rig and a boom and lavs and all of that. There's only one thing you need. Here you go, pal. It's the Rode Video Mic Pro. The Rode Video Mic Pro is an awesome piece of equipment. The reason I like it is because it has a built-in battery that you can charge via USB, which is really dope, right? So you can just take your USB with you, charge it, and the charge lasts. I mean, like, this thing will last me for a month off of one charge. It has an on button, and it has your decibel range and all that stuff. You can set it in the back. And you plug right in. I have a nice bright red cord that goes into my camera to make sure I remember to record. And I've taken this thing all over the world with me. It's been to Africa, it's been to Europe. It's a great piece of equipment, and it lasts really long, and it's a great microphone. I recommend this one. This one, I've linked it below. Currently, it's $290 around there, but you get great quality out of it. All right, so now that you have audio and you have video, let's talk about how do we capture that? How do we make sure that we get this image onto the computer? Yeah, that's that. That's the Extreme Pro from SanDisk. It is a 64 gigabyte card. Now, this particular card reads at 95 region writes at 95 megabytes per second, which means that it's pretty fast. It can take that 4K footage that we're putting out from this camera. What I've gone ahead and done for you is linked below a 64 gigabyte card that reads and writes at 170. So that, listen, it's only like 14 bucks, I believe. If you go now, it's only like 14 bucks. Usually these cards can get upwards of 50 bucks. So go ahead and get these cards, get a whole bunch of them. I want to say that I probably have a good 50 cards that I use, I interchange, because I have an anxiety about deleting memory cards because of deleting footage. But this is a great card to have. So go ahead and check that out and get this card. All right. So now that we can do that, we can save all of the footage and the audio. We got to be able to stand it up on something. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you know, Rock, I'll just go out and go to Target and buy a tripod. Yeah. The first thing that I know somebody is not a professional when they're recording, if I see them, is they judge them off of their tripod. Not so much the camera, because cameras, you can get good quality pretty much out of anything. It's all based on what level you're on, and how great the lighting is. But if you have a cheap tripod, it kind of tells me that you went cheap. And so I don't say jump right out there and get a tripod, especially if you're filming yourself. Get a Joby Gorilla Pod. The reason I like this is because the Joby Gorilla Pod allows you to stabilize your camera on tables. You can stabilize it. You can move these legs around and hook it up to a tree or a pole and video outside. It's just a perfect little piece of equipment. Even if you're vlogging, doing content, you can hold it as a stabilizer for yourself. So I just love this piece of equipment. I have the Joby Gorilla Pod. This is the 5K. I've linked it below. It's a 5K, which means it's one of the more heavy duty. It can withstand up to 11-pound rig. The rig I have right here is probably 4 pounds. So it's this takes up to 11 pounds, and it's awesome. It comes with a very heavy duty tripod head on top of it. And the reason I recommend going this first is because if you're going to go buy some quality sticks, which are tripod legs, you can take this head off and put it on there. So it's a very good piece of equipment. I've linked it below. The price has come down considerably. It used to be $200 for this. Now you can get it for like $100. You can get a whole kit with this memory card for like 124. So I'll link this and I'll link the kit below, that if you want to purchase it, go and purchase it there. All right. Next thing is, we didn't talk about it, but we talk about lenses. Not this one particularly, but you need a good lens. And when you're getting a lens, I recommend that you research what kind of filming you want to do. A lot of people just say, well, I want it to look crispy. All right, so everybody won't tell you this, but the lower the aperture, the crispier the video is going to be. The lower the aperture, the crispier off the brick if you don't have a lot of lighting. The aperture is the amount of light that you let into the camera. And so what I would recommend is that you want to go with something that's going to give you a very low aperture, f-stop, which is this one. The current lens I'm on right now is a 1.4, and it's a 16 millimeter by Sigma. It gives me a really wide range, which I really, really like. But some people might want to go with a 50. Now, a 50 is good if you want to go out and take pictures, if you want to do portraits, if you do want to get some smooth B-roll, if you want to do some video. It's an all-around lens, this 50. It's pretty tight, but at the same time, it's wide enough that if you get back up with your feet, it's an all-around lens, a 50 millimeter. If you don't do a 50 millimeter, I recommend a 35 millimeter. It's going to give you more of a film look. And what I've gone ahead and done is recommended some down in the comments, in the description, I should say, and you can pick which one you want. Right? I think I put a 50 down there for like 250 bucks. Can't beat it. All right. Last but not least, to get started, one of these. Pretty expensive, but a lot of people don't know the art or don't understand the art of shooting outside, right? And just the same way that you would go outside on a sunny day, what would you do? You would put on sunglasses. Yeah. And so for your camera has an iris as well. So you need to put some sunglasses on your camera. And so what I recommend is the Polar Pro. This is the Polar Pro ND filters. This is the Peter McKinnon series. These things are bad. They're great. And I have both sets. I have the 2 to 5 stop. The stops are like the range of ND, or the range of protection that it gives to the iris. So I have the 2.5 and I have the 5 to 9, 6 to 9, and these things are pretty expensive. They range from $260 up to $300, depending on what ring you get. Well, I would recommend, based on what lenses you have, get the larger size. The larger size is, I believe, an 82. Get an 82, and you can get step down rings on Amazon very, very cheaply. And those step down rings allow you to put this. Well, this is a 77. 67 allows you to put this on a smaller lens, and it just steps it all the way down for you. And you can only have to buy one. You don't have to buy multiple of these. And it just steps it down for you. So that's a good start to getting you where you need to be. That'll put you somewhere in the range of about $2,600, but you're not doing bad. You can go out and, really practice, get some. You might even be able to get a gig or something to get started. The next video we'll talk about some other gear that you might want to have for motion shots and stuff like that, to get started there. And then we'll also jump into what software we're using and how do we get started with putting together some videos that don't look like anybody else's videos, and where we get music from and all those other things. All right. With that being said, it's your guy Rock. If you have questions, if you want a recommendation, if you think that the $1,200 for this particular lens is too much, or this particular camera is too much for you, hit me up. I'll make you a personal recommendation based off of your needs and what you need to do. And keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with buying used gear as long as you've done your research and you know how many clicks this thing has on it, how many shutter clicks this thing has on it. All right, that being said, it's your guy Rock. Don't forget to leave me a comment, give me a like, help me get ranked up higher in these YouTube videos, because I think this content is pretty good. And we'll leave it at that. It's your guy Rock, and I'm out. See you on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Don't forget Twitter.